Okay, welcome back to members of 121 Community Church in Grapevine, Texas, and to our ongoing study in Teilhard and his volume 2 of his phenomenology. We're going to take a look at pages 39 to 50, and we're going to take a look at what he calls our passivities. And what he means by that is the reactions outside of us that are a response to our positing and that are a response to our worldview and our ministry. There's going to be a response. It's either favorable or it's negative, and he wants to talk about that in this lesson. Let's go to block 1 and we'll get started. And like I said, he calls them reaction passivities in the realm of positing. Jacob wrestling with angels. We find ourselves in the grasp of what we thought we could grasp. The self experiences a psychological reversal because becoming the self involves dying to the self in Christ. Fulfillment passes through the divinization of those reaction passivities that confront us. How do we filter them through the spiritual filter of the soul? Divinization of our passivities. The two parts of our life are the active and the passive, but the passive is by far the deepest aspect, and the passivities of reaction will either affirm or negate our posited ministry. Everything beyond our reach seems spiritually dark, but it still is full of being, says Teilhard. We face the passive reactions of, number 1, either a passivity of growth, or 2, a passivity of hostility and obstruction. And we're going to look at those in block 2. And how do we react to that? How do we react to the positive reaction? How do we react to the negative reaction? Block 2, note 1, passivities of growth are the embracing all aspects of the embracing communion of the world within the innermost self. And we negate the superficial social life, and in that way the new self is disclosed. But Teilhard, in a very poetic way, says, it's like standing on the precipice of a bottomless abyss. But out of that abyss comes a rising current of discovery. The discovery of the power of self-consciousness. And Teilhard, again, very poetically describes this as the divine, sovereign torrent that takes us up and bears us along. We're taken up into that divine, sovereign torrent of the realm of spirit that will take us up and bear us along with it. We are taken up into the history of Christ, you've heard me say often. Now, the realm of knowing. Remember, Teilhard expects his readers to have a full understanding of Volume 1. Well, in Volume 1, after entering into the realm of fuller being, you enter into the realm of knowing. So the realm of knowing is the reality of a torrent released within the self as a self given to us as an act of grace, not a self formed by us. Our new spiritual being is a gift of grace. It's not something we do on our own. It's a ripening of the mind and the heart. I love that he uses that term. In other words, It's a fruit-bearing aspect of the mind and the heart. Carporphoria, fruit-bearing. We enter into a newborn life of illumination, which is the mystery of revealed divine transcendence that makes itself known in our human consciousness. Put a circle under that or underline that. We discover the mystery of revealed divine transcendence that makes itself known within our human consciousness. He calls that a ripening of the mind and the heart. I like that terminology. So the realm of knowing is a realm of a new birth, new self-discovery in self-consciousness. Before we remember, this is just prior to crossing over into the realm of thought. Remember, from Volume 1, Teilhard says there's the realm of pre-life, then there's the realm of life, then we pass into the realm of fuller life, and then ultimately we pass into the realm of thought. Now, the realm of fuller life is the realm of knowing, and the next step is to cross over into the realm of thought. And that's where he has us in Volume 2 right now. But before we do that, or just as we do that, we're going to be confronted by negativity. Let's go to Block 3. And the way that you need to understand this is if you go back to the summary chart of Volume 1, Teilhard is leading us up to a triad. The realm of knowing will be the thesis, the crossing over the realm of thought into the objective within will be the antithesis, and then the realm of complexification, or the realm of positing, is going to be the synthesis. So now in block 3, we're going to address that realm of the objective within, and we have to pass through the negative moment. Hegel said that, Teilhard says the same thing. Passivities of negativity. We take up the lovable duty of spiritual growth, but we have to ask, can God be discerned even in negative moments? Forces of diminishment are real. They do happen. Diminishment, spiritual diminishment, can spring up from within us, or it can spring up from outside us. Outside us, it becomes ideas that seek to infect the mind. For me, that's this big push in our fallen, broken society to push the woke agenda onto people, which I reject. But any ideas that seek to infect the mind, they leave us cut off from spiritual things, and it creates an inward diminishment. Now, Block 3, Note 2, the objective within. Objective spiritual infection can cause inward diminishment. That limits our vision of our worldview. That limits our vision for God's kingdom. We become detached from the sovereign divine order. Death is a term that represents the consummation of all spiritual diminishments, says Teilhard. They must be countered by our being established with the divine within our heart. We are to imprint the heart, tupos, imprint our heart with Christ. We are to establish the divine within our heart in order to shield ourselves, in order to prepare for those confrontations in order to pass through the negative moment. Teilhard has, I'll give you a little quick review here, but I want to go back to the composite chart for volume 1 and note block 5 on that composite is the illuminating realm of knowing, which we enter when we reach fuller being. We are confronted by, Teilhard says, passivities of growth. We negate superficial social life. The new self becomes disclosed, and it's a divine torrent, a divine spiritual power that bears us along. We reach the power of self-consciousness in this illuminating realm of knowing. Then we cross over, go back to the composite chart, volume 1, into the objective within. Now we learn there are passivities of negativity that confront us as a force of spiritual diminishment, false ideas that seek to infect our mind. We must pass through the moment of negation. Hegel declared that, Teilhard declares that. We have to pass through the negative moment, and then we establish the divine within the heart in order to filter that negative moment through the spiritual inner aspect of life, which is, of course, the soul. So in this lesson, he has taken us through the thesis of the illuminating realm of knowing and through the antithesis of the objective within. And next lesson, we're going to be heading into the realm of complexification for this volume 2. Like I said, I've said it before, but Teilhard's structure of his phenomenology remains the same. It's not going to change. That composite for the structure of his phenomenology, that is his phenomenology, period. Volume 2 wants to fill that with content of the divine. Volume 1 filled it with content concerning humanity. Now we fill it in Volume 2 with content concerning the pneuma, the spirit. Volume 1 discussed the phenomenal realm, the realm of sensate existence, the phenomenal realm. Volume 2 for Teilhard discusses the noumenal realm, the realm of spirit. All of Volume 2 is dedicated to a phenomenology of the realm of spirit. And next lesson, we're going to take a look at that realm of positing now, because all of this volume has been building up to a triad of the realm of knowing, then the antithesis of the objective within and its negativities, and then the synthesis of the two in the realm of positing. Hegel said we had to pass through the negative moment. Teilhard says we must pass through the negative moment. But we don't let it determine our life. He calls it divinization, but what he means is we filter it through a Christ-centered heart and a Christ-centered mind. The negative that confronts us passes through the spiritual layers of the inner aspect of life, which is, of course, the soul. We filter sensate negativities through the inner aspect of the reflective work of the soul, our spiritual centered life. So it's a good lesson because it really does in block 1 of this lesson, we got to look at the passivities that are going to confront us. You're going to have reactions to your worldview. When you posit your worldview, there will be reactions. They're either going to affirm or they're going to negate what you're positing. They are either, if you look at block 1 all the way to the bottom, they are passivities of favor and growth, or they are passive reactions of hostility and obstruction. Block 2 looks at the passivities of growth. Block 3 looks at the passive reactions of negativity. And under block 2, Teilhard says, as believers, we negate the superficial social life. That is not the genuine true. And we are involved in the disclosure of the new self. And it becomes an awareness of the power of spiritual self-consciousness. We become aware of spiritual self-consciousness. And it's a moment and an action of grace, because it's a spiritual, powerful torrent, is the way that he describes it, that takes us up into the history of Christ and bears us along. It's not us accomplishing this. It's an act of grace. It's a gift of God. It's the birth of a new spiritual self. And then we enter that realm of knowing in block 2. Block 2, note 2, where the heart and the mind take up fruit bearing. The way that Teilhard described it, the ripening of the mind and the heart. A newborn life of illumination is born. Newborn life of illumination. He describes it as the mystery of revealed divine transcendence makes itself known in our human consciousness. Revealed divine transcendence. Revealed divine transcendence makes itself known within our newborn spiritual consciousness. And then block 3, we look at that negative moment Hegel declared in his phenomenology that we have to pass through the negative moment. Teilhard does the same thing. He says there will be a negative moment that we have to pass through. Remember, in Hegel, he talked about that in the speculative Good Friday as the negation of the negative moment. The negativity of the cross is negated and overcome by the reality of transcendence and resurrection for Hegel. The negativity of the cross is negated, overcome by the transcendence and power of resurrection. Hegel called that the speculative Good Friday. Now, what will Teilhard do? Well, we're going to find out together in the next lesson, because we're going to get into the final section of that composite, but we're going to look at it within the realm of Spirit, Volume 2, and I'm curious to see what he's going to do. But we still follow the structure of that composite in Volume 1. That doesn't change. So we have definitely, because of this lesson, we've looked at the illuminating realm of knowing, the thesis. Then we have crossed over to the objective within and the negative passivities as an antithesis. We pull those two together, and we will enter into the synthesis of those two in the realm of what Teilhard called the realm of complexification, which is the realm of positing, where we share and posit our worldview. So next time, we're going to proceed to that final section where we look at the synthesis to this triad within which Teilhard has directed us. And that'll be, let's see, where is that? It's page 84. So next lesson, we will start on page 84, and we will take a look at that final section of the composite that we looked at in volume 1, but with brand new content. So next lesson we'll pick up on page 84.